When he was 15 years old and living in Ottawa, he wrote a song called Diana, and it subsequently sold 9 million records. His name is Paul Anka. He was born in Ottawa, and we're on the stage of the Cave Theatre where Paul Anka is rehearsing for his run here. Paul Anka, 15 years old, you write a song and you sell 9 million copies. It sounds too much like a dream. It sounds as though you had a touch of genius, of course. What 15-year-old boy can write a song that will sell 9 million copies and launch him on a career that has won you the title of an international artist?
Beethoven, first of all.
Well, you're talking me off the bat. All right.
No, I think...
Name 9. Yeah.
9, well, there were quite a few.
No, I was only jesting. And I
think, basically, in answer to your question, I thank you for the compliment of being a genius. I leave that up to others, but I think I came around at the right time, and there was a lot of enthusiasm. And I think the important factor in really establishing the true story about Diana, because I have been answering questions to that for the last 10 years, is that it was a song actually written for a girl that I knew back in Ottawa, and the song did sell 9 million records after a period of about 2 or 3 years internationally.
And you felt very deeply about Diana.
I did, until the record fell off the charts, and then that whole romance went down the drain.
Whatever happened to Diana, the actual girl involved in that record?
I don't know. I saw Diana before the record, and actually I was 15, she was 19. And it was, I guess, my first puppy love, which I later wrote, by the way. And she kind of like disappeared. I haven't seen her. And actually there was really no real serious emotional tie between the two of us. She kind of like just disappeared, and so did I.
And of course you've been married now for 4 years, and your wife's name doesn't happen to be Diana, I take it, so we'll drop the subject.
Okay.
Could we have a burst of a few bars of Diana?
Sure,
the song that wrote 9 million?
It's the one that sold it. I'm so young and you're so old. This Diana, I've been told. I don't care if you're still around. I'm glad to be in Vancouver town. So please excuse me if I ad-lib. These aren't the words, I know I'm a little glib. But oh, please, come and see us at the Cave in Vancouver.
All right.
It's kind of like a little parody on
Yes,
Diana.
it's kind of like a little parody and a little plug, too, but it's worthwhile indeed. I know you have a grand show here. What about music today? Should we talk about that? The Beatles, rock and roll, the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
What's your view on that?
Well,
They tell me country and western may come back one of these days.
Well, it's never gone anywhere, actually. My only beef against the Beatles and all the groups, they put me out of a lot of shampoo commercials this year, and I think that I think it's healthy. You know, I think the Beatles are talented guys. I think that some of the songs they do are very good. I think that the main point in that whole group scene is the fact that all the skeptics and all those that have been very ignorant, actually, and really haven't had any kind of an intellectual outlook on today's music, all of a sudden find themselves accepting this music because it is a part of today's mass movement, which is the youth today who are being catered to by every executive force, being advertising, television, and every form of communication. And I think my hat goes off to them, because for pioneers like myself and Darren and Al Presley, the guys that had it a little rough in the beginning because adults, as I said, were ignorant to the fact of what we were all about, finally today have broken through in mass, and they must accept it, because there is good in that music, just as there's good in jazz, Broadway, and there's bad in jazz and Broadway. This music is good for what it is, and they do not pretend to be anything else other than what they are. So I'm all for that music if they're sincere with it. And on the other hand, there is bad music. There's definitely bad rock and roll, and I don't like that. But Beatles, I would say 80% of the time, they're batting 1,000.
You're usually mobbed wherever you go. I recall one photograph of you about a year ago when you were in Toronto, was it, or somewhere in Ottawa,
yeah.
And your thousands of fans were mobbing. How do you feel about that?
Well,
the ego is something good, you know.
Sure, I cry a little. It's not. It doesn't feed egos for 9 out of 10 of us, because our outlook is, you can't knock it. You can't. We're not on the outside looking at it saying, "Oh, isn't that silly?" Because you're dealing with a completely separate world that these girls live in, and this is their form of identifying, appreciating, and getting with an artist. So we've all gone through that transition of the screaming girls and guys that snap their fingers behind cameras and things like that. And you've just got to adjust to them.
That snapping of the fingers means our time is just about up, and I know you're ready to get back to your rehearsal.
I'm dying to talk to you. I think I'm just getting started, and if you don't invite me back on the show so I can really get warmed up, I'm going to be very upset about it. So I'd like to close this whole thing by shaking your hand, first of all, and then I'll snap my finger, and that'll, like, cut us right out of the whole picture.
Say, Marke Raines, good night.